Hi, it's Dimitris here, and in this video, we'll see many different ways to say hello in Greek. So let's get started. First of all, the most common Greek word for hello is Γεια. Γεια. It's hello. If you want to specifically say hello to you for one person, which is kind of informal, you would say Γεια σου. Γεια σου. So Γεια σου is hello to you. You could use both, Γεια or Γεια σου. However, it gets important if you don't know the person, if they're older, or if it's a group of people. Then you use Γεια σας. Γεια σας. And we're actually going to see a few examples in a bit. So Γεια σας is, let's say you see Mr. Nick, who's older, who's your neighbor, you would use Γεια σας. Or even if it's somebody who's your age, but you don't know them, it's a bit better to say Γεια σας. So that's the main distinction. Γεια σου is for one person and is the singular informal. Γεια σας is the plural version if it's a group of people or you don't know the other person. Then we have Herete. Herete, which is another way to say hello. You could use Herete in a group of people or for one person. So let's say you go in a group of people, Herete, or you could say Kalispera. Kalispera is good evening. Or if you see one person, let's say your friend, Herete, you wouldn't really use it as much. You'd say Γεια σου, Ella. Ella is a very common Greek word. It's kind of like come, but many times we just use it. Hey, what's up? Ella. So you might use Ella, but Herete is a bit, we don't use it as much, but you might hear it. So that's why I included it here. Then we have Kalimera. Kalimera, which is good morning, and it has two words inside. Kali, which is good, and Mera, morning. So Kalimera. So let's say you see somebody in the beginning of the day, you'd say either Γεια σου or Kalimera. So it's up to you. And then we have Kalispera, Kalispera, which is good evening, which you'd usually use after 12 p.m. Actually, all of this material I'll put on the website. So if you want to keep notes or copy, it's up to you. But I'll put the link in the description so you could study this a bit more in depth if you want. Now let's look at some examples. Γεια, the hello, the simple version. Γεια, πώς είσαι? Hello, how are you? Γεια is hello. Πώς είσαι, how are you? Πώς is how, είσαι is you are. And that's for singular. If you want to say for plural, you'd say πώς είστε. Πώς είστε. So πώς είσαι, πώς είσαι is how are you for one person. Πώς είστε is a plural version. Γεια σου, Γεια σου Maria, τι κάνεις? Hello Maria, how are you? Τι κάνεις means how are you, but the literal meaning is what are you doing? The word τι means what, and κάνεις is doing. So what are you doing? But we use it as how are you? Like if you're saying somebody, hey, γεια σου, τι κάνεις? 99% of the time we're talking about like, hey, how's everything? How are you doing? And then we have γεια σας, which is the plural or the formal version. And a good example would be γεια σας κύριε Νίκο. Hello, Mr. Nikos. Γεια σας is hello. Kyrie is sir or Mr. Actually, Mr. is a better translation. And Nico is the name. If it's a lady, you'd say Kyria. Kyria Maria. Γεια σας Kyria Maria. Hello, Mrs. Maria. And then we have Kalimera for good morning. Kalimera. Πώς πάει η μέρα? Good morning. How is the day going? Kalimera is good morning. Πώς πάει is how is it going. Η μέρα is the day. Kalispera for good evening. Kalispera, τι κάνετε? Good evening, how are you? Τι κάνετε is the plural version of τι κάνεις. So if it's multiple people or you don't know the person or you just want to be a bit more respectful, you would say τι κάνετε. Τι κάνετε, what are you doing? But again, we really use it as how are you? And then we have Herete. Herete. Again, hello, which is very polite and a bit more formal. Again, people don't really use this every day, but you might hear it. Herete, καλώς ήρθατε. Hello and welcome. Καλώς ήρθατε is when you're welcoming somebody. So let's say you go to a Greek home and the guest is καλώς ήρθατε. It's for plural and it's welcome. Welcome to my house. Καλώς ήρθατε. Or you might hear this in a hotel. Let's say you go to check in a hotel and the person says καλώς ήρθατε, means welcome, and it's the plural version. The singular version would be kalos ήρθες. Kalos ήρθες. But people don't use it as much, like especially if it's a group of people, you'd always hear kalos ήρθατε. So this wraps up this video. I hope this was useful. And if you actually want 100 Greek everyday phrases, so this type of format, but way more in depth, I'll link the video over here, so go check it out.